My name is Andy, and this is the most magical podcast on earth. When I'm not on holiday at Walt Disney World, I'm planning a holiday to Disney. And when I'm not planning a holiday to Disney, I'm talking about Disney, with other UK fans like me who make the trip to Orlando and the House of the Mouse. So whether you're a parks professional or a Florida first-timer, this is the podcast for you. Each episode, I'll be chatting to other Disney superfans to share memories of their magical times, answering your Walt Disney World questions, getting you all the latest news from the parks, and finding out what's happening right now in Orlando. So get your ears on as we take you to the most magical place on earth. This is the most magical podcast on earth as part of the Secret Recordings Network with brand new episodes every other week. So make sure you're subscribed, however you're listening, whether it's on Apple or Spotify. If you'd like to be a podcast guest or you want to follow us and get all the latest news between each podcast, we're on all the socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Is it still called Twitter? Whatever it's called, the X, whatever it's called, these Threads. We're on that one as well. So do give us a like, do give us a follow. We'll update news and things before then. And of course, if you want to be a podcast guest, I would love to chat to you. Give me a shout if you're maybe listening on the plane right now or in the airport. Get ready to go to Disney World. Let's get you on when you get back. Give me a shout. We're going to speak to Lorenzo very soon with a brilliant story about his most recent trip to Disney World. So his wife was taken not very well. She's fine now, but she wasn't very well just before they were due to fly over to Florida. So what did he do? We'll speak to Lorenzo very soon. And of course, we're answering your questions every episode of the podcast. If there's anything you want to know that can help with your planning, your trip planning, again, give me a shout on all the socials at PodMagical. Julie wants to know if we get a dinner reservation for the character dinner at Crystal Palace with Winnie the Pooh and friends. If we stay long enough, can we get a good seat to watch the fireworks from there? Simple answer to this, no. You can't really see, or you can actually, yeah, I suppose you can see the castle from there. But in terms of getting a firework view, I wouldn't recommend it. I mean, if you're going to pay all that, you might want to think about doing one of the dessert parties where you have the dessert after, so you watch the fireworks and do the one after. A bit more expensive than the character buffet. But then again, if you want to meet the characters, I don't know. But in terms of a good seat and a good firework view from Crystal Palace, probably not the best place. Any questions? Give me a shout. And if, like Lorenzo, we're going to speak to now, you want to come on and chat about your Disney loves, get in touch. Time to chat to this week's episode guest. It's Lorenzo. How are you doing, Lorenzo?
I'm very good. Yeah, good, thank you.
Got the big question for you. You're on this podcast to talk about Disney World. Why do you love it so much?
I just love the Disney bubble, the escapism, that your biggest worry is your dining reservation. And yeah, I just feel like there's a magical energy, certainly about Magic Kingdom, where it just feels like you're in a different world.
So when was the first time you went?
Disney World, the first time, was actually my 12th birthday. My parents woke me up in the middle of the night as a surprise birthday present and flew me out to Florida. I'd been to Paris lots of times as a family. We'd been 3, 4, maybe quite a few times, but this was our first Florida trip.
So they literally woke you up on your 12th birthday and went, right, pack your bags, we're going to Florida, we're going to Disney World now.
That's it, yeah. It was more of it turned out to be more of a Florida holiday.
Right.
In a sort of Disney holiday, but we were at Disney. I was actually looking at it's a bit of a lost memory. I was looking through photos the other day, and it was the 25th anniversary of the crazy cake castle.
Oh right, I never got to see that. I only see pictures of it, but yes, the crazy cake castle.
I found a really good photo of me just standing in front of the castle, and I thought, whoa, I didn't know that.
What else do you actually remember about that trip then?
I remember sort of Florida. We actually saw a space shuttle launch, and it's all the things around it really. Like I say, it was more of a sort of a Florida holiday because I remember going in the cockpit of a Virgin Atlantic flight on the way over there.
Oh, right.
My birthday, which was crazy. You wouldn't get away with that now.
No, not anymore.
Ponderosa, those sort of bits. I remember my mum actually embarrassing me going on that ride with I think it became the Stitch ride where it was like a 4D cinema experience sort of thing where the alien would touch you it would blow on your neck. And
terrifying.
Yeah, and she was screaming, and it was embarrassing. And yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, absolutely terrifying. And the Ponderosa Steakhouse. Oh, the first time I'd ever been to an all-you-can-eat, and wow, did I eat all I could.
I remember the rumours went around school and kids that had been there, and their main memory being, wow, the Ponderosa, you should see it. You can have pizza for breakfast.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And I just, remember feeling like King Henry VIII, walking in there as a kid and seeing what you could actually eat for breakfast.
It's incredible, yeah. And those are, like you said, they were the days before YouTube and podcasts when you didn't really know what to expect. It's just like people who've been, you come back and you talk about it.
Yeah, I certainly wasn't the first kid to go. So the picture you built up was from fellow kids at school in the playground, hearing rumours, and a lot of it untrue, but some of it, it's magical when you experience it.
And now you go back with your own family.
I've got, recently, a 9-year-old and 5-year-old. Their birthdays within the space of a few weeks, and a 1-year-old.
So has the 1-year-old been yet?
Funnily enough, we went last October. My wife, my 3 kids, booked in, my 2 boys and my daughter. My wife got ill literally the day before leaving.
Yeah.
So we made the tough decision. She'd actually got pneumonia a few years ago in Florida and was treated really well. It looked like similar symptoms. So I took the boys on my own and left my wife and daughter at home. So, just me and my 2 boys last time. So, no, the little one hasn't been yet.
So there's a lot to unpack here. You made the tough decision to go without her, going, oh, well, we'll go anyway. Me and the boys will go anyway.
Yeah, so it was bittersweet. It probably was possibly the best holiday I've ever had. But,
just to rub it in.
I can say here, she's not listening.
Not yet.
It was tough. The older one, obviously, he felt it. He missed his mum.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we were so busy. And I could tell they had a good holiday because they really, really suffered with the Disney blues afterwards.
Oh, don't we all? And this is like a proper boys' trip then, isn't it? Proper boys' trip. So what did you do?
Yeah, we could do what we wanted, so it was good. You know, we were eating pizza in bed at 1 o'clock in the morning and stuff like that. So a few bits we couldn't get away with otherwise, just to make it fun for the boys.
Yeah, of course. And going back to a previous trip, you say your wife got pneumonia in Orlando.
She did, yeah. When our firstborn was quite little, we took him at sort of 18 months because we don't mind taking the kids young. I think they love it. They experience it and enjoy it at any age, even if they can't remember it. But yeah, we went when my little one was, I think this was 2016, 17. And anyway, she got pneumonia probably 7 or 8 days into a 2-week trip. And we ended up taking her to an incredible hospital, really well looked after. But a big tip of mine would be definitely get insurance.
Yes.
If we didn't have insurance, that would have been astronomical. She recovered quite quickly, actually. They really, really looked after her well. Lots of big tests and all the stuff. But she obviously, the tail end of the holiday was just ruined.
How long was she in for?
She was in overnight. So she sort of lost 2 days from the park, at least, because, she was a shadow of herself after that. But,
Yeah.
It was like history repeating itself, but before we left,
You don't want,
her subsequent trip.
Don't want to be there.
Yeah.
And like you say, get good travel insurance. Did you see the bill? Did they sometimes give you the bill to give to your travel insurance? Would you know how much that would have cost for those 2 days in hospital?
Yeah. It was tens of thousands of pounds. I think it was into over £20,000 because they're not shy of putting, give you an ECG, put you through the MRI, all this sort of stuff. And you think, do those symptoms match? But they're trying to rack up the bill. I don't know, but I have to say the medical care was incredible over there.
I should think so for $20,000.
Yeah.
Back with Lorenzo in just a moment. Just a quick little update for news coming from Disney Parks. Let me tell you about something if you're doing one of the UK cruises, by the way, because the Disney Dream is now in Europe. Maybe you've got one of the sailings over the next couple of months. From Southampton, the Disney Dream have just revealed a brand new deck party on select sailings. If you are a music lover of all age, Then you can join in with Mickey's Colour Spin Dance Party, Mickey and all his pals. I think they spin a colour, and wherever it lands on, and they'll do a dance, something like that. But that's if you're going on one of the UK cruises. I'm guessing that's going to stay on the Disney Dream for when it goes back to wherever it goes next after being in Europe. Over to Disney World, it's mostly food news that's come out since the last podcast. We've got food news about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. First one of those in a couple of weeks, by the way. Yeah, gets to August, Halloween season. Also, we've got the Food and Wine Festival at Epcot, which has just started over the last couple of days. And Trails End has reopened. Trails End over at Wilderness Lodge is now a quick service restaurant. They got a lot of new food there, including like the pizzas, the usual meats like the chicken and the pulled pork, but also you can get the legendary strawberry shortcake. That's the dessert you get at the Hoop-de-Doo musical review, which is next door. If you don't want to go to Hoop-de-Doo, you can actually get the strawberry shortcake if you just pop over to Trails End, which is now open as a quick service. Anything else that's been going on or will go on between now and the next podcast, check us out on the socials. Pod Magical. We have Lorenzo on this episode of the podcast sharing some Disney memories. We've heard about your wife having pneumonia at Disney World, and then you going again without your wife because she was ill, so you just went with the boys. What is your favourite memory from Disney World? Not involving hospitals.
It's probably breakfast with Winnie the Pooh and friends, because I just got such great memories of that. My wife was so happy. We've got some lovely videos and photos of that, and my little boy, like silly little videos that mean so much to the family, like my little boy having his first taste of chocolate milkshake and giving us a cheeky little smile. And it was just not a bad thought, not a moment of stress, just pure happiness and joy. We love a character breakfast anyway. The Winnie the Pooh one, certainly I know it's back now, but we were looking back at that over COVID thinking, that's the gold standard. If we get back to this, then life really will be back to normal.
Life will be back to normal. So Crystal Palace is your favourite character buffet then, your favourite character restaurant?
Yeah, along with Ohana though. I mean, we do love a Stitch breakfast, and the pog juice and the honey butter for me is incredible.
You sound like food is very important then when you go to Disney World.
It is, yeah. Last time I went actually with my boys, I was there as a vegan. So I was vegan for 3.5 years, and that was difficult. Even at Disney, I would have thought it would have been easier at Disney because there's so many options. It was in a way, but sort of so at a character breakfast, they might say, don't worry, sweetheart, we'll do you a vegan option. And then they'll bring out, and all they've done is remove the bacon, and they're so polite, but it's melted cheese all over it and the rest of it, and it's like, oh, okay, it's not. Right. So they get the veggie thing. I don't know if they're quite there with the vegan. Certainly, quick dining and all that, and like you say, there is so many options. We just struggled with some of the sit-down meals and some of the character dining stuff. Have you got a particular favourite restaurant? Would it be a character dining, or is there anywhere else? My boys love fish and chips, so we like ending up at the Rose and Crown. Yeah. And just having some fish and chips and sitting by the lake and just having a quiet moment there. On the last trip, actually, I left the boys for 30 seconds. I think I might have just gone over to the bin, came back, the little one sat in his buggy. The duck had stolen his fish, and it was a big drama. Which duck, Donald or Daisy? Yeah, exactly, yeah. So they're, you've got some maybe cousins of those guys. Yeah. But, always a good tip. It's very difficult to get to, but if you can get the restaurant dining at Rose and Crown for when the fireworks are on, it's a particular menu, and you get a really good seat out there. That's really a difficult one to get, because obviously they've only got a few tables every night, but that's a good one to get. What about places to stay? Are you an on-site or an off-site kind of person? On-site, and I think another tip would be for me would be if you've got young kids, it's worth paying a bit extra and going on site, because with the family, we went as a wider family with my sisters and nieces and nephews, and there was loads of us, and we stayed out in a villa, and we weren't getting in the park till 10, 11. Couldn't drag everyone together. Us as a family, my smaller family, we like to get in there nice and early, and it's just so convenient being on site. Yeah, and it's like you're in the bubble. The magic's not leaving you as you leave the park. So we love staying on site.
On that extra half an hour, getting in earlier really does make a difference. Getting towards that, you can
Absolutely, yeah.
dash to that big ride that you want to get on.
That's it. You just can go in straight away. I think you can get 2 rides in that you probably wouldn't get later in the day.
Where's your favourite resort at Disney World?
We always, the third time next year, I think it'll be third or maybe even fourth stay will be at the Riverside, Port Orleans Riverside.
Yeah, it's always a popular. It's always a favourite amongst us Brits. That one.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's the familiarity now, but it's quite relaxing. We like the set out, the layout, the old mill, the restaurant that you can just go and sit and you can always find a seat. It's good with the bus stops on that being sort of convenient. I think it's is it the first stop on the way? And then the swimming pool, the activities, and I know they've got it at the other resorts, but it just a nice campfire with roasted marshmallows there just seems a bit different, I think.
A lot of people don't take advantage of the facilities and the activities that they have at the actual Disney resorts when you're staying in. What other stuff do they do there? I know they do the movies under moonlight.
We've been at Halloween a couple of times, so the activities are ramped up a little bit. It's good to see, like the staff members compete in. They don't really do pumpkin carving; they do more pumpkin decorating.
Yeah.
And really make these crazy, character pumpkins. They do some sort of arty stuff with T-shirts and little bits for the kids and that sort of thing. If you just want to relax, hit the arcade. My kids love an arcade, and they've got some good sort of little photo booths and stuff like that. If you're around the resort, there's just so much to do. And
what other tips have you got? As a Disney dad, it's always good to get Disney dad tips. Anything else you picked up over the years? Yeah, take advantage of the resorts, I'd say. If you've got young kids and you've got maybe split ages, you can take some of them out around the resort while maybe mum and baby are in the room or having a nap. You don't have to just sit down and watch an iPad and watch telly. It's best to just get out. You're going to have the sunshine. They do what I only refer to as a chuckle-mobile at the Port Orleans, so we get on that. They've got the horse and cart, and can even do little fishing trips and things like that. So, I take advantage of the resorts on those downtimes. The good thing is about that resort as well, you can jump on a boat and you're so near to Disney Springs, which I think a lot of other resorts, it's actually quite difficult if you've not got a car to get to Disney Springs. It always feels like it's just a little bit out of the way, but when you're staying at Port Orleans, it's just a little boat ride away. That's it, and it's exciting. The transport, I feel with the kids, you've got to almost look at the transport as a ride or another element to add excitement to it. It's not boring for them to say, "Oh, come on, guys! Today we're on the paddle boat," and they're up for it, and it adds into the excitement. Not even asked you yet what your favourite attraction is. Probably a bit of a spin on that. Because we've been at Halloween a couple of times. It's probably just the atmosphere and being at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween, sort of the rides and the atmosphere and even getting the sweets and stuff there is great. And you're getting to meet, I met Lotso Hugging Bear, which is amazing for me. You're meeting different characters that you might not get. Did he smell of strawberries? Because I know the Cuddly Toy used to get in the shops, used to have a strawberry smell to Lotso. Did he smell of strawberries? I don't think he did. I don't think so. No. You have to go back for a sniff. I know what you mean. You run straight up to a lot in a shop and give it a sniff. Oh, that was strawberry. And how many sweets and chocolate and candy did you end up coming back with at the end of one night at the Not So Scary Halloween party? Oh, I mean, I think we probably still got some on top of the fridge now from 5 years ago. So many. But at first you get that little bag and you think, oh, I'm getting a handful, I'm getting another handful, and you start eating those as you're going round. And then towards the end of the night, the handfuls seem to get bigger. And then your bag's full. Yeah. So you you empty your bag into your backpack and then you start again. That's it. There's just something exciting about American candy. It's, never seen this one. Oh, look at that one. Yeah. I've not asked you about getting outside Disney. Do you tend to just stick to Disney, or have you been anywhere else around Orlando or Florida? No, well, one thing I love to do is we get out to the Target and the Walmart, taking the enormity of it, and can go down any one aisle. Wow, look at the different potato chips they got, for example. But we obviously we go toy hunting. They have such a better range over there. I remember we were there. Bear in mind we were there last October. They had Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse
Halloween costumes and stuff.
Right.
It's so, you're talking 8-9 months before the film comes out. So
Yeah.
we like to look for those little bits. And we just like the old tacky shops with the stuffed alligators in. And we've got some of those.
Again, those big shops, those big supermarkets, it's like a theme park in itself, isn't it? Just walking around those.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, we tend to go there early, stock up for the room, get all your little knickknacks, your chips and dips and stuff that you can come back and have around the room. And certainly with kids, parents will know you need to be armed with snacks.
Keep them fed.
For days. Yeah.
So I'm going to give you your perfect day at Walt Disney World. You've got one day. It's not your only day, but it's your perfect day. What are you doing? Talk me through it.
I'm certainly starting off with a character breakfast. Probably maybe Ohana.
Okay. We're going for
and
Stitch.
And then I'm probably into the park, meet some characters, couple of attractions, and then I'd certainly want to park hop. I think there's nothing better than maybe Epcot around the world.
Yeah.
And then over to maybe even on the Skyliner, just go for a little ride there and back. And then over into Magic Kingdom, take that in as the sun sort of starts to go down, a couple more attractions and watch the fireworks.
So you're ending with Happily Ever After at Magic Kingdom. That's the end of your night. Yeah. And it sounds like quite a chill day, just taking in the atmosphere a bit, people watching.
Yeah, I think sort of we begin to get a formula when we're there. We like to structure it, but loosely, sort of have the bones of what we're going to do, but not make it. I've certainly done it before where we only got 15 minutes till this, and then after that 15 minutes, we got 40 minutes, and after that 45 minutes, and you end up clock watching. And so we sort of get the bones of a structure, right, we want to do these 8 things today loosely. If we miss an hour, if we're an hour late or an hour early, we'll deal with that and we'll navigate our way through. But if we tick off those items, you're never going to do it all.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You almost want to hold stuff back, so you've got the excuse to go again.
Exactly. Can't do everything, because then once you've completed it, what are you going to do then? You go back and start again, maybe. Great to chat to you. Got another trip planned? Yeah,
so we're booked up for next August. Never been in August. I know the weather could be severe, but looking forward to it. We usually do 10 days and this is 2 weeks, so really can't wait for that.
Yeah, just take it easy. It can be a little bit hot, but only a year to wait. This time next year you'll be almost there, getting those restaurant reservations.
That's it, yeah.
Cheers for chatting to us on the podcast. Lorenzo, have a magical day.
No problem, you too. Thanks very much.
I'd love to get you on the podcast, because I just love talking about Disney World. If you've got some great stories to share, your magical memories, get in touch. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, everything else. At Pod Magical is where we are. And do share your trip. If you're going now, if you're on your way to Disney World, if you're in the airport, when you get there, tag us in some of your pictures. I'd like to share them. We can live through your stories. I'd love to share them. If you are going to be going, it's going to be hot and humid with those afternoon thunderstorms. Do not be surprised. And we are peak holidays now. UK schools are off. American schools are off. Going to be very busy, although, we've had the reports. It's not been as busy as it's been the last couple of years. Don't expect it to be quiet. Still going to be pretty busy. Lots going on as well. We now have the Food and Wine Festival over at Epcot with the Eat to the Beat concert series in the American Pavilion. I don't think there's any big names this weekend. I think Tiffany is on next weekend. A couple of weeks to go before Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, but you might start seeing some Halloween decorations popping up here, there and everywhere, and Universal getting ready for their Halloween Horror Nights as well. Over at SeaWorld, they have their Summer Spectacular. That's kind of like a food and beer festival. They've got a concert series that goes with it as well. If you love your country music, this weekend, Maddie and Tay going to be performing. Jesse McCarthy also performing. Flock of Seagulls going to be performing at SeaWorld next weekend. And I've got a top tip for this episode. One of the best things about Disney World is you can just be who you want to be. You can do what you want. And if you're a little one, you can pretend you're a grown-up. You can even get a driving license. Yes. Have you heard about this? Over at the Tommorowland Speedway, you can get your own driver's license. I think last time I looked at this, it was $5, but you get your own little printed driving license. It's got your picture on it. It's got your name on it. Says the Tommorowland Speedway driver's license on it. Your own Magic Kingdom driving license. you can't actually use it. Like if you get stopped by police, go, yeah, I've got my driving license to go. Is this a Mickey Mouse driving license? And go, well, yeah, it is. But that's quite a cool thing to do. A unique little save, especially if you've got little ones. Put it in the memory box for years to come and go, oh, do you remember when you got your first driving license from Disney World? Have a look at that. Any top tips you've got to share, do let me know. We can get them on the podcast. And we'll be back with a brand new episode, a new guest, more top tips in 2 weeks from today. So hit that subscribe button. If you could give us a 5-star on Apple Podcasts as well, that'd be great. And until next time, please stand clear of the doors.